Greetings, fellow traders. Bubba here. It's time for the daily market wrap for Friday, July the 10th, 2020. I hope everybody had a great trading day today and a great trading week. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, let's check and see where we left off of the market today, this week, and where we're at right now. So up 32 points today in the SPX, so that's good. Monthly chart's still green. Weekly chart, we got over all these upper shadows right here, so that's a good thing. So nice strong hammer close. We talked about today, so what if we could close with a hammer? That'd be good. And so we're going to be taking a look at this more in the newsletter this weekend. Daily chart, still hanging in there, right? Kind of like a little mini megaphone formation right here going into next week, so we'll see where that takes us. But we're still in the trend box right here, right? We filled the gap here on the island top reversal, right? So let's take a look at the SPY. Okay, so SPY got up to today. Now, this one didn't quite fill its gap up here, right? So today's high was 317.88, and the low was of this one was 318.22. So it's a little bit off of that one. It doesn't really matter because the SPX did it. But it is interesting to see, and it's interesting to see what the volume is, right? So a little bit low volume today. But there were still some big movers, right? So today's theme is really sector rotation, and we're going to be seeing that in some of the charts that we're looking at right here. But let's take a look at the price action here on the S&P today. So generally, just a pretty much a bullish day today, right? It's just kind of worked its way up. A couple little down moves, right? But pretty much held the ADMA for the majority of the day. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. So it's pretty tricky at the open, right? So a couple mornings, right? We've had some good up moves, some good down moves, right? Really steady. And today at the open, right, we got kind of like a little bit of a pop, then a little bit of a down move, then a pop again, then a little bit of chop, and then we just slowly ground our way up, right, to our next signal zone, which is a drop zone up here, right, from the other day, right? So if we go just kind of zoom out a little bit right here, you can see, right? So right here where we fell, right, we just kind of came up in that range, but we did not fall off of that. So let's see if it can continue to work its way up and go over there. Of course, we'll see more of this Sunday night when the futures open up and when we have our live stream too. So looking forward to seeing you guys that night. So S&P future micros. So same stuff, right? So basically just held that channel all day and actually got pretty tight in here. Watch it could be a type of rising wedge type thing, but as we're into that signal zone too, but we'll see what they give us on Sunday night for that one. Let's take a look at the Qs. So Qs were interesting, right? So all about that sector rotation, but they ended up rotating back in, right? The Qs were one of the weak ones at the open, right? And then they bought the dip here at the low stand and kind of worked their way up. But there were some stronger sectors and some weaker sectors today, right? So IWM, kind of choppy, right? Kind of ground its way up today, just a little bit blah on that one. Let's take a look at some of the ones that moved a little bit here today. So Apple, right? So Apple ended up pretty close to its all-time highs today. It had a great triangle breakout here today. We mentioned this in the Discord, or members mentioned in the Discord. So nice triangle breakout right here. So a little bit increased volume, then it worked its way up to the 15-week high today. So that was a decent move on that, and it looks like an inside day here on Apple going into to next week, right? So let's take a look. Maybe anybody saw Tesla today? Tesla, right? So inside day yesterday, right? Ended up taking the inside day up for a huge move today and just squeezing out so many shorts again, right? So it's just pretty much hilarious, right? So this gave us two setups today. You guys can believe it, right? So the initial setup right here was a tight triangle off of a decent move here this morning, right? Just kind of chopped around here, broke out of there with some increased volume, and worked its way up, right? Got to all-time highs, and wow, and then it kept on going. Right, and then it finally stopped up here. It's like, okay, well, you saw a lot of, put activity coming in, and one of our rules, don't short Tesla, right? Because and a lot of people, folks probably learned that rule today. And anyway, so basically formed an ascending triangle right here, got really tight again, and then boom, breakout right here on huge volume. Look at the volume candles of this one, guys. 482,000 shares, right? 500,000 shares at the end of the day. Anyway, we broke out of here, right, with 280,000 shares, and just kind of gave another nice pop off of that one. Slight consolidation, another move up again. Slight consolidation, another move up again. But great symmetry today, and some really amazing moves, right? So good stuff there on Tesla, and great job in the group today. We've got folks that recently joined our group, and because of some of the trades that we've been talking about, they've really been doing quite well, and some have taken out all their entire losses, right? So I mean, just really great stuff. So good stuff. So there's Tesla. In the likes of Tesla, though, we had some strength in some other names, right? So there was some rotation. Even though Netflix is kind of a tech name, it's really like a it's more of like an not information technology, it has a communication stock, they call it, right? So we had some money flowing into communication today. So Netflix, nasty pullback at the open. It looked like it was getting ready to go, then it pulled back, gave an inside 5 here at the 15-hour blow and kind of worked its way up here. And then pushed up for the end of the day. I love the inside 15 at the 15-hour high, and that ended up kind of just continuing up and rolling and holding on to the ADMA for the rest of the day. So that was a good job on Netflix today. JP Morgan, sector rotation into the banks, right? So this held its ADMA all day as well. And you can see here, right, yesterday was pretty interesting, right? Because a lot of the ones that looked the most bearish yesterday, right, ended up going up, right? So one of the things we talked about last night in the live stream was like, hey, what do you think about JP Morgan here? I was like, yeah, it's bearish, but it's holding the cloud, right? And it's also kind of holding this downward trend. So it wasn't really like ready yet to be like, hey, this is a definite short, right? So they ended up squeezing it out and money flowing into the banks today. Another one that was looking weak yesterday was the oil sector, right? And they squeezed up today too, right? So MPC was one that was a huge one we pointed out today in the group. So nice reversal on that one to the upside. And then finally, I mean, if you guys can believe it, airlines, right? They just got strong today because Boeing got kind of strong today, I guess, and more sector rotation of these. So I love how UAL held the cloud bottom yesterday. We had a lot of nasty candles yesterday. I knew it bouncing its way back up there. So that was good on that one. SPC is one that we had on the radar today. We actually traded this one today on some lottos. Intraday, we had a strong candle yesterday. We bought the dip on this one here. In fact, intraday, we liked this descending trend line here from the pre-market. We caught this to the upside, and that was it. So that was just a great trade on that one, and just it didn't get moved. We took profit, moved on, right? And then we have Roku was another one too, with some interesting follow through from yesterday. Got really strong there. It looks like how far is this thing gonna go, right? But it pushed, right? Great move at the open, just kind of blah for the rest of the day. So that was nice there. And then another one that was interesting is Piton. Some money into. Some of the iWeb stocks or the iBuy stocks, right? So this was good here. Nice triangle breakout off of an inside 15. Held the ADMA up for the rest of the day. So that was a nice one here, as I believe it closed at all-time high today with finally a strong candle on that one, which is great. AMD had a huge day yesterday, right? But we saw sector rotation out of the semiconductors today. So that pulled back, right? One of the things we pointed out was that it was coming into the prior geometric line right here. Right, so that was kind of one of the key things of that. It kind of came down here. I pointed out a short idea in the Discord here off of this move when we lost the 15 orb on that today. So that ended up being like a nice move, right? And then, of course, Boeing, right? So this is a nice reversal on this one. We liked the low volume pullback yesterday. Ended up kind of riding its ADMA for the majority of the day. And then Lulu. We're just going to point this one out here. This was a member idea too. Just want to point out, I know a lot of folks have been asking about it on the live streams here, but started to get strong at the end of the day. Inside day here, but it's getting really, really tight in here, right? After a big move, right? Huge move up, just kind of came back down. It's kind of consolidating right here. So keep an eye on it. See if it gives a little pop. Maybe it'll get back to all-time highs. All right, so good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you guys Sunday night in the free YouTube live stream. Be sure to click subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification button, check the links in the description because it goes to our Twitter page and it also goes to our website where you can sign up for our newsletter options group, or we also have the swings group too. My group is the newsletter options group where we have our Discord and write the newsletter on the weekend, so you can catch that for Sunday. So hope you can join, and hope everybody's a great weekend. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game, and I'll talk to you guys soon.